about other games happened on Saturday, December 4th. The first game, this one was early, 1 p.m. Eastern. Denver beat the New York Knicks. The Knicks they're not playing well, to say the least. Because it was a blowout, minutes were pretty low across the board for the Nuggets guys. Eric Gordon played well. Only took 4 shots for whatever reason, but 3 steals and a block. If this guy can get more defensive stats, then he could move into a top 60, 70. He's not very efficient from the free throw line, from the field. But for the rest of the season, he's gonna have huge usage, huge minutes. So let's all roster him just in case he's not rostered already. Jeff Green, we could also roster him. He came in and had 2 steals and 2 blocks as well. Usually he can give you 12, 13 points with 5, 6 rebounds with good efficiencies. This game, 2 steals and 2 blocks is a good start. We could also roster him if you have an efficient team. Jokic, 32 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, no defensive stats. But it was easy work. 14 for 19. The Knicks, Mitchell Robinson just cannot keep up. Whoever else is guarding Jokic. Easy game for him. And Will Barton. Percentage is going to... Will Barton has not had a good game in a while, I think. He was a supercell high a couple weeks ago. Supercell high. He was like top 40. And he's not even ranked in the inside of top 100, 200 in the last 2 weeks. If we go back to the month, let's see where he is. He's got to be ranked in the last 88th ranked player in the last month. The past 2 weeks, he has not been good in the past 2 weeks. He's still a hold, mainly because when he doesn't get any defensive stats and give you 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, which is still good, but percentages are rough. No defensive stats and high turnover. Those are usually no turnover this game, but he's still a must roster. A bit buy low if you can. In my opinion, he's like in category leagues, top 70, 80. And Monty Morris, 9 points, 5 assists. He doesn't get any defensive stats and he doesn't get a lot of assists. So, but again, assists, you don't really find guys with 5 assists on the waiver wire, so he needs to be rostered. Campazzo, I think we could stream him. The minutes has been trending up. And he could have a between 25 to 30 minute role, give you 5 assists and 1.2, 1.3 steals a game. So that's fine. We take those. Zeke Najin went off 34 minutes, had 21 points, 2 steals, and 8 rebounds, but it's just one game, and because it was a blowout, so let's not think too much about this guy. And for the New York Knicks, without Kemba, the minute distribution, RJ only had 25 minutes. I think he should be getting 30. But Evan Fournier this game got the most minutes. It's going to happen sometimes. Evan Fournier going to come in and play 35, but sometimes he's going to play 23. He had it going, I suppose, so he got the extra minutes. Alec Burks, 28, didn't really play much in the fourth quarter. All these guys. Alec Burks, I prefer the order should be Alec Burks, Derrick Rose, Evan Fournier, and Emmanuel Quickly, I think. So Rose, Evan Fournier, Emmanuel Quickly, now those guys are must roster. But for sure, like if you need for Rose, for example, good free throw points and assists. So if you need those, sure. But once RJ comes back, those guys' minutes not gonna be that super high. Their minutes might be inconsistent. Alec Burks, had an okay game. Mitchell Robinson, a steal and 2 blocks in 22 minutes. An okay game, but he's been very, very underwhelming. That's why you don't draft this guy ever in the top 50, 60, even though he might have top 20 upside. But sometimes you just get nothing out of him and no minutes. Julius Randle, 24 points. The counting stats look good, but again, no defensive stats. Randle has not been good. He put up some good points and rebounds, but everything else is and some assists. But efficiency not so good, and defensive stats are kind of low. In the last 2 weeks, Randle has been 94th. He should be a top 50 player though. 0.7 steals and 0.4 blocks, shooting 73% from the free throw line. That's another issue. Last year I believe he shot around 80%, but other than last year, when his Laker days, he's just not been great, and Pelican days, he's never been a great free throw shooter, like not even 80%. And Rose and Emmanuel Quickly did not have the best games, but I think we could stream them at least. Let's go to the next game. The Chicago Bulls beat the Brooklyn Nets 111-107. This game, Alex Russo, left with some hamstring. That's tough. Hamstring issues. Not the most fun. I would hold and come see what happens. He's being a monster in fantasy this year. He has the most deflections in the league. I saw the other stats, and also he's leading the league in steals probably. It should be some assists, so that makes him a must roster in category leagues. So let's see how bad the injury is. He's gonna be out for a while. So if you don't have an IR, I'm okay moving on because he's gonna miss. Who knows? Hamstring issue happens once. The rest of the season could be ruined. DeMar DeRozan, 29 points again. Just played like a god. 29 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 for 4 from the free throw line is not good. But I'm not, in fantasy, he give you good points and efficiency, but the rebound, assists, and defensive stats are pretty lacking, and he doesn't make a lot of threes. Like if you can get a top 20 player, again, I absolutely would. Vucevic, again, a bad game. He had two great games before this one. 11-5. To me, he's still top 30. So if you can, still buy low. He's not gonna score a lot of points, but he's getting a lot of wide open shots, playing with Zach LaVine and DeRozan, and it's just the other stuff. Maybe it'll take him some time. Maybe he won't be a top 30. So when you buy him, he's a top 30 player, but you don't buy with a top 30 player. You try to buy with a top 50 or two, one top 70, one top 80 guy. Try to do those type of trades. Zach LaVine, 31 points, 6 assists, and 8 rebounds is really good, but okay, 1 block. But the defensive side remain to be an issue. Everything else looks great. Lonzo Ball, wow, what a line. 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. This is Lonzo for you. He's going to have some bad games, but 46 run, but he's a top 50 player. 10 points, he's not going to score a lot of points, but 3 threes, 5.8 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 1.5 steals, and 1.3 blocks in the last 2 weeks. Lonzo is a guy that is capable of averaging close to 1 block a game as a guard. So that's great. And Daryl Jones Jr. played 32 minutes. I guess Elo Caruso is out, so we could actually think about Daryl Jones Jr. next week for defensive purposes. He gets a ton of defense, 4 blocks here. For the Brooklyn Nets, KD had an okay game. Just very efficient. Give you 30 points, 30, 10, and some assists. But 2 blocks here is also very great. But just want to see KD do a little bit of getting more a bit of defensive stats and peripheral. But he's already great, so not gonna nitpick. DeAndre Bembry, he's a guy we could stream. He's getting the starting job over Bruce Brown, even though Bruce Brown played 26 minutes here and 12 rebounds. But we could look to stream him. Eldridge is a must roster. 20 points here, 7 rebounds, and a steal. He's going to give you points, rebound, and some blocks with good efficiency. Don't expect him to give you any assists or steals or threes. But overall, his ranking should be good and should fit a lot of people's team. And he should not be on the waiver wire. I think we all know that. Patty Mills is a 3-point streamer, but got 2 steals in the block here. While James Harden struggled. Could be a good buy low. Harden is still trying to figure out what he needs to be doing on this team, to be honest. He did take 21 shots, but the percentages were horrible. But he's just not decisive. If you gotta go. Take over. Be aggressive. But the assist remains to be super high. But these assists are so easy to get. Like if you just watch the games, it's just literally passing it to KD, and KD literally just pulls up. After going through a couple of screens, KD just pulls up mid-range. That's it. So Harden, I think Chris Paul is going to lead the league in assists this year, though. Harden should be clear number 2. In terms of assists, which is hard to get on the waiver wire. And let's talk about the next game. The Miami Heat, they were without everybody. And Jimmy Butler, man, tailbone issues. I don't know. When you come back, what happens? Because Jimmy Butler plays hard. His game is, you go hard all the time. So I don't know how much that would impact him. Duncan Robinson had a great game last time around. Had 11, 3 threes. Okay game. PJ Tucker, let's not worry about him. And Dwayne Dedmon in 25 minutes. Grabbed 13 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. Again, a must roster guy. Provide all the big man stats. And some steals and assists as well, I think. playing in the Miami system. Tyler Hero got the start. I mean, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals is really nice. So can't complain about this production, even though he struggled from the field. But if Tyler Hero can bring more assists like this, more rebound and defensive stats especially, then he could be you could look at him as a top 60 or 70, 50. Otherwise, maybe just 80, 90 range, to be honest. And I think probably a sell high, in the short term, Jimmy Butler's out, he's going to start get a little bit more usage and assist even. So yeah, Kyle Lowry did not have the best game, but again, he's a top 50 player to me. If he struggles, try to throw him a top 70. Like, if you can't trade Tyler Hero for Kyle Lowry, you get Kyle Lowry, you absolutely do it. For the Milwaukee Bucks, Chris Middleton, just give Chris Middleton numbers. No defensive stats, fairly efficient, 22 points, 9 assists is nice, 6 rebounds. And, who is this guy? Sandro. Can't pronounce his name. I'm not going to try to. Looks like a rookie to me. Is he a rookie? Looks like a rookie to me. And why did he start? Giannis is out. Yep, so he got to start, had played 21 minutes. And Bobby Portis, wow. 19 points, 16 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks with 3 assists. We know what he's capable of. A big sell high. Big sell high. Bobby Portis for Kyle Lowry straight up, yes. In the short term, Bobby might have more value. But, this game Giannis was out. So obviously he gets more rebounds and all the other stuff. And Brook Lopez is out indefinitely. But who knows? He might be back in a month, right? So when he does come back, I still expect Bobby to have 20-minute role. And now that they have DeMarcus Cousins, he's going to come and play 10 minutes. So maybe Brook Lopez will play 20. Bobby plays 20 to 25, some backup power forward minutes. And then we have DeMarcus Cousins. So, even though we don't know when Lopez is back, but he needs to try to sell him if you can now. Especially after this game, because Giannis was out. When Giannis is in, he doesn't usually put up great lines. Pat is just standing in the corner and spot up shooter most of the time. Pat Connaughton continues to play well, 23 points. If you want efficiency points and threes, he's been giving you that. So stream him away. Jrue Holiday, 7 assists and a block, 16 points. Still waiting for Jrue Holiday to have that explosion, 5 steals and 3 blocks game. Still waiting. It will come, I think. Rodney Hood played 27 minutes. Let's not worry about him. I mean, a lot of guys were out, so not really much going on this game other than try to sell Bobby Portis. And they got the win comfortably. The next game, the Grizzlies beat the Mavericks. Mavericks were without everybody. This game, Porzingis and Luka. It was low scoring game. Dylan Brooks only took 12 shots, so good job there. Still a must roster. Jaren Jackson Jr. struggled a little bit, had 5 personal fouls as well. 1 for 4 from the free throw line, but he's been so good, can't really complain. And the foul trouble thing is going to be an issue for Jaren. He's really got to learn how to not foul. I'll be interested to see who averages the most fouls in the NBA this season. It might be Jaren Jackson Jr. It might be. I can't think of anybody else who consistently get into fouls. Like Mitchell Robinson was, but I think he's done a good job this year. Steven Adams, 13 rebound is nice, but nothing else really. 3 for 7 from the free throw line. Desmond Bain went off, a good sell high. Ja Morant's going to be back. I mean, he's been shooting the ball with insane efficiency all year long, to be honest. In the last 2 weeks, let's see where's Desmond Bain. He is 29th ranked player, 18 points. Like, I could see him average 18 points, but 53% is not, When Ja Morant, realistically, he's like 15, 16 point guy. But the efficiency has been insane. 53% from the 52.6% with 3 threes. Try to sell him for a top 50. I think he's, in that 70, 80 range. So if you can get a top 50 guy, like who is a true top 50 player, try to think. Who is for sure top 50. Like Anthony Edwards, Jaren Jackson Jr. Devin Booker should also be up. Is a top 50 player to me. Maybe Vucevic, top 40, top 30. But the rankings are up and down. But those guys should all be, do a 2-for-1. Desmond Bain plus somebody for those guys. Tyus Jones, must roster. Like 16 points, 6 rebounds. He's playing time. He's getting 30 plus minutes a night. 6 for 6 from the free throw line, 7 assists and 2 steals. And let's just not try to sell high because everybody and their grandma knows, once Ja Morant comes back, he's going to have 0 value. But in the short term, we don't know how long. It could be weeks, right? Let's go grab him. And D'Anthony Melton, 26 minutes, had 4 steals and 2 blocks with 6 turnovers and 1 for 4. It's a puzzling line, but a must roster. Had 26 minutes. If the guy plays 25 as a must roster, if he plays 20, that would be tough. And a guy we could maybe try to sell high. Try to. For the Mavericks, Dorian Finney-Smith played 37 minutes. Great line. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals and a block. He's a good defender. Can grab some rebounds, hit some threes. He did all that. So great. Maxi Kleber got the start. No blocks, so that's majority of his value coming from. So no blocks, not good. Dwight Powell, such a bad fantasy player. Same thing with Reggie Bullock. The Mavericks like to start them. And Jalen Brunson had an okay game. 7 for 21 is not great, but 15 points, 8 assists, and a steal. I think he's a must roster. He will get 4.5 assists a night, chipping 15, 16 points. A must roster. Tim Hardaway Jr. went off actually. Went to the free throw line 14 times, but the efficiency on the line was not great. And 7 for 18 from the field is also not great. But he did have 29 points and 2 3. That's what you expect with both Luka and Porzingis out. Let's go to the next game. And we don't know when Porzingis is. I don't know what happened with him. He missed the back-to-back again. He sprained his ankle. He played the next game and missed the next 2 games. So he's such, I don't know. The next game, the Spurs beat the Warriors. This is not pretty for the Warriors. And Spurs, actually, they do. A lot of the Spurs guys need to be picked up. They have 5 games next week. DeJounte Murray, again, a huge line. 23 points, 12 rebounds. And what? Just is being so good this year. At this point, I'll just write it out, to be honest. And Derrick White, would you look at that? 25 points. Not a lot of rebound or assists, but 25 points, 3 steals, 2 threes, 7 for 8 from the free throw is great. Really good game. He's picking it up. Derrick White has top 50 upside in the last 2 weeks. Let's see where White is. Wow, he's 12th ranked player. 17 points. I think he could do that. That's not too crazy. 1.7 steals is a bit high, and 1.3 blocks is a bit high. But he's only still just shooting 41% from the field. This is why Derrick White in 9 category leagues is scary. He gets assists. I guess his weakest is his rebound. He doesn't, maybe 4 or 5 rebound, but still not bad. 4 or 5 rebound for a point guard. 4.5 assists to 5 assists with decent 1.2 steals and close to 1 block. And it's about his efficiencies really. And he was the 12th ranked player in the last 2 weeks while only shooting 41%. He was only turning the ball 1 time in the last 2 weeks, so that also helped his value. But overall, he's been great. He's picking it up. He was never the guy that we want to drop when we see it now. Great stuff, and they have 5 games. Hopefully, he plays all the Spurs guys play all 5. Pirtle, 3 blocks, 9 rebounds, and okay game. And Keldon Johnson, if he's out there on the waiver wire, let's go pick him up for 5 games next week. Same thing with Doug McDermott. Same thing with Lonnie Walker. Same thing with Thaddeus Young, because he's a backup center. 5 minutes of Thaddeus Young, that will be 17 minutes. It's not great, to be honest. So probably leave Thaddeus Young, but Lonnie Walker, Keldon Johnson, Doug McDermott, we could think about streaming them next week because they got 5 games. For the Warriors, Andrew Wiggins they didn't have the best game, to be honest. And the bench guys got extra minutes. Juan Toscano-Anderson and Damian Lee, especially Juan Toscano-Anderson was a plus 24, while the starters was minus 20. Jordan Poole, that's why he only got 23 minutes. I wouldn't panic. It's just, I don't know, maybe just poor defensive effort by some of the starting players. I wouldn't worry too much. Jordan Poole next game could just get minutes back up to 30. Draymond Green had a decent game again, 8 rebound, 9 assists. Still, if he pounding points and threes again, Draymond is a top 10, top 15 player. Yeah. Jordan Poole, yep, just the 23 minutes, but he shot the ball pretty well. But it's a bad game. We can just move on to the next one. He should still get 30 minutes. I wouldn't worry too much. And Steph Curry took 20. Curry's been struggling, and I don't know why he decided to take 28 shots. Spurs just done a really good job on him, I suppose. Or maybe he's just struggling himself. I think probably just Curry had an off night. 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. And Gary Payton, just a steals guy. I don't think I want to pick up Damian Lee or Juan Toscano Anderson because, yeah, I mean, next game they're just going to go back play 20 minutes. But the bench guys outplayed the starters at least, at least in this game. What a crazy game. The Celtics beat the Portland Trailblazers. They scored 145. Man, the Portland Trailblazers, I understand a couple guys. I mean, Damian Lillard was out, but Damian Lillard is not defensive. He's not their defensive anchor. So this shouldn't happen. 145 points. Jason Tatum and Dennis Schroeder led them. Both had 31 points. Tatum has been playing better and better. Should be a top 20 player per game basis. I think we all agree on that. Grant Williams had a good game, but I'm not the biggest fan. I don't think I want to really stream him. Robert Williams is in some foul trouble. 5 fouls in 21 minutes. Hey man, Jerry Jackson need to learn how to not foul all that much, but he did have 3 blocks, so that's great. Marcus Smart, no defensive stats, but 17 points is he had an okay. He just played 23 minutes. What happened with Smart? Did he get hurt? Why did he only play? Yeah, I don't know. He just played 23 minutes. Maybe it was a blow. Yeah. Also, the blowout has something to do with it. He was logging huge minutes. I think it was a back-to-back. They need to rest Marcus Smart as well, so I wouldn't worry. I think we all know he'll get 30 minutes. And Jaylen Brown will be back next game. So Dennis Schroeder, again, a good sell high. He's very consistent, have good games when Jaylen Brown is out. So let's try to sell him for anything, to be honest. And a lot of Celtics bench guys, Freedom, huge, like Ennis, give him 25 minutes, he will put up huge numbers, especially the rebound and field goal. He did exactly that. But I don't think we want to stream him because unless Robert Williams is out, then it's not guaranteed we get 22 minutes. This game was a blowout. So, and Peyton Pritchard made a return. He really wasn't getting a lot of minutes this year. He's a decent fantasy guy, but yeah, now he's just at the end of the bench, not really getting a lot of playing time. And Jabari Parker came in and played 3 minutes. Did nothing, but it was a +6. For the Portland Trailblazers, it's a mess. And Damian Lillard is out at least 10 days, so who knows what's going on there. And they have nothing to play for, to be honest. So I would worry, like at this point, if they keep losing games like this, they're still 10th in the Western Conference, and because we have the play-ins, I don't think, probably not a situation where they would just be totally out of the playoff and they have nothing to play for. Then I would worry about some of the veterans on this team, like a CJ or Damian Lillard. Like if they're the 14th seed on the Western Conference and 10 games out of the 10th spot, then toward the end of the season, right, they're gonna rest more. But I think because they're playing, they should play hard, get the minutes. But Damian Lillard's health is a bigger concern. Dennis Smith Jr. Wow, he came in and played 37 minutes. Yeah, this guy was the 3rd pick by the Mavericks and got traded to the Knicks. And then I don't know what happened with this guy. It was a lot of hype. I mean, he was doing some crazy dunks, in-game highlights, but the guy's just not good. But if Damian Lillard continues to be out, we could stream him. He gets a lot of steals and some assists. Efficiency will be a concern. CJ, 24 points, 6 assists, and a steal. Not the best game, but consider that Damian Lillard was out. Yusuf Nurkic, why did he only play 20 minutes? I guess it was a blowout, but usually he plays 25. But man, it's frustrating if you own Nurkic. But in 20 minutes, he put up a great line, 18 points, 5. Yeah. Consider this is 20 minutes, it's not bad at all. Robert Covington, no defensive stats. also bad in 22 minutes, and Norman Powell, also bad. 4 assists and 8 points. All the guys played really bad, to be honest. And Larry Nance Jr. had 9 points and 2 steals. Larry Nance does have the upside, but he's not putting it together, so we could just forget about him. And last game of the night is the LA Clippers losing to the Kings. Wow, the Kings? The Kings won 2 straight. But the Clippers, Paul George did play this game. Paul George has been horrible. Shooting the ball, but like 6 rebounds, 3 threes, 10 assists, and 2 steals are all really good. 5 turnovers is not so good. Harden also had a 4 for 21 game. So these guys are struggling pretty hard. Like I said before, like if you can get a top 5 player for Paul George, you absolutely do it. Now he's at where he probably would be, like 11, 10, those areas. Decent game regardless. The counting stat look good. Marcus Morris had 21 points. We could pick him up. It's 2 games in a row now. Last game he also had like 20 plus points, but he did it on insane efficiency. He only took 10 shots. You can't try to sell him and see if anybody bites. Realistically, 13, 14 points with some rebound. That's it. Some threes, which could be on someone else's roster. Zubac played 30 minutes, great game, 11 rebounds, a steal, and 2 blocks. But the minutes with him is inconsistent. But he's providing good rebound numbers. You're not gonna find a guy that consistently grab you 8, 9 rebounds on the waiver wire. You just don't. Reggie Jackson struggled from the field, but what else is new? 18 points and nothing else. That's the problem with Reggie Jackson in fantasy. He's still a must roster. Give you really good points and threes and decent free throw. I don't know what happened to 1 for 3. But there's some assists as well on this Clippers team. But everything else, absolutely no defensive stats, bad efficiency, and high turnovers. Eric Bledsoe, is it time to drop? I don't think I would blame you if you drop Eric Bledsoe. The minutes just got lower and lower. 18 minutes now. Just now, Ty Lue figured out like Eric Bledsoe may not be. If we start him, may not be. And there are a lot of capable bench guys can come in and play 30 minutes. Like you give Terrence Mann 30 minutes, no worries there. You can give Luke Kennard if they need more offense. So there are a lot of directions Coach Lue can go, and Eric Bledsoe, and Batum is still out, so another rotation guy. And Ty Lue is not. It's not like on this team. If you're the point guard, if you're the shooting guard, right, you can PT minutes without a shooting guard. Ty Lue could experiment with different lineups. He could have a lineup with 0 point guard. So once Batum comes back, that could also impact his minutes. Who knows? For the Kings, Terrence Davis. Wow, I think we can pick him up seriously. The minutes is there, and he can bring multiple categories: steals, blocks, assists, rebounds. He didn't get assists here, but 20 points is great, and maybe the coach will reward him with more minutes. Chimezie Metu, in 22 minutes, blocked 5 shots. But the minutes is not high, so I don't know if I'm really interested in him. And Richaun Holmes is a huge battle. They won the game, but went 0 for 3 from the field, 1 for 2 from the line, and nothing. 6 rebounds and 3 assists with 1 block. A good battle. Like Richaun Holmes is a top, in 9 category leagues, is top 30, 40. But the thing with him is he's very, very kind of polarized with really good field goal, and really good rebounds. And he doesn't turn the ball over, so he's not for everybody. So if you don't like what he's providing, try to sell him for a top 30 equal value, right? For a guard with a lot of turnovers or low field goal. Tyrese Halliburton had a great game. This is why we love Tyrese. 18 points. I mean, to be fair, he's a bit inconsistent. Still a young guard, but games like this is why we love him. He's like Derrick White, can do everything. 18 points, 6 rebounds, and he's probably better than, because his efficiency is better than White's, but White block more shots. 18 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals and a block. Just all around really nice. De'Aaron Fox, what's up with this guy, man? What's up with this guy? 8 for 22, and they still got the win. 17 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. I don't know. And Buddy Hield, I'm a little worried with the new coach coming. The new coach is Elvin Gentry is playing Davion Mitchell consistent 25 minutes now. But Davion Mitchell is not worth a pickup in my opinion. Not yet, not yet. But Buddy Hield, I'll be worried. It's a couple games now where he's not getting the minutes. I think last game he also didn't get the minutes. I mean, Luke Walton at least will play him close to 30 every night. But yeah, this is not good. Maybe Elvin Gentry wants to do player development and give David Mitchell more minutes. Yeah, that's not good. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.